What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so it is Tuesday. It is currently 10:31, and aside from like the low buy sale that happened, when I logged in this morning, we were at a tier 1, so there will be a 25% at least, unless people like boost it the hell and back throughout the rest of the week. We had a tier, there's contribute to fleet projects, earn fleet credit. I think you have to earn fleet credit is the thing. You can't just contribute like the 200,000 fleet credit to dump that much up. Anyways, and it didn't seem to update when I put in some research lab provisions earlier for an Armada. Anyways, but earn fleet credit and you can help work with the thing to get up to tier 2 or tier 3 for a reputation mark boost coming probably this Thursday. So you have, well, tomorrow to do it, because most people will see this after, or tonight. So yeah, today's 19th, and then I think it ends on the 21st. There was a low buy sale. There is a low buy sale? That was on the 14th. Was a low buy sale. The anniversary event apparently will be coming up because they've already engaged the buyback of the commendations. I already turned mine in. I didn't have enough to do anything with, so I just bought a bunch of pissy little experience. The specialization experience. There's a wiki editing contest that was posted last Friday, but the next story thing, which is actually kind of getting interesting. I actually sat back and read this when it got posted. Well, it was posted at 9, I read it at 9:10, but I was kind of interested because the picture shows someone sitting on the bridge of a Wells or Mobius. I'm not necessarily sure which one it is, but it's got that time ship bridge. And this mainly talks about a planet, called the Excalibia, planet 23rd century Excalibia. They're trying to figure out, apparently the Nakul have gotten involved later in the Temporal Cold War. It's actually kind of interesting. It says it's fiction, gentle repose. So I'm not necessarily sure if this is just part of it. I mean, it's actually kind of interesting. This talks about the Defiant incident in the original series that also is referenced in Enterprise, and references the Mirror Universe and the Tholians and the Nakul and the Organians, which I don't really remember much about. And there's a lot to this story. It's pretty long too. So basically they're aboard a time ship. They're not really doing anything, they're observing. And they talk about, so if you kind of want to have an idea about the Temporal Cold War and how at least cryptic developers are looking at the Temporal Cold War, then this is a good way to hear about it. There's a link below. From what I understand in a brief description is you have the timeline, and people are going back in time from the future, sometimes the far future, and they're seeding things back, and they're trying to do this. They're trying to shift the timeline, and Temporal Department of the Federation is one, trying to keep the Federation intact. They're trying to keep what we know of and how they came to be intact, which in a way makes them very strange when you're dealing with time travel, because it's sort of like without them, then another timeline would become the prime time, and then we're seen as temporal terrorists trying to restore another timeline, and it gets really meta, actually. Wow, I never thought about that one. Based on which future you're dealing with, other people are seen as temporal terrorists? Wow. Okay. Mainly, and if you don't really remember, sorry, I said the Nakul. That's because they're the ones that we didn't save their son. We saved the other people's son, but then they ran off with the Uthot, however the Tholians. But there's a lot in this story, and it specifically references the Enterprise C, where you're in the Azure Nebula. And you do that weird little bit where you actually go to the present and you deal with Tasha Yar. My head hurts. Oh my god. Yeah.
Am I making any sense here?
No, but that's okay. One of the more difficult concepts to grasp in temporal mechanics is that sometimes effect can precede cause. A reaction can be observed before the action which initiated it. I'm going back in time to stop Braxton. But you already have him.
And there's a third one in our brig. I arrested him earlier today. But
all be reintegrated in time for the trial.
And 7.
Well, I assure you, when all this is over, there'll be just one 7 of 9.
All right. Let's get started before my headache gets any worse.
So yeah, every time I start getting confused about time travel, I always think of Janeway. So yeah, I will catch you guys next week, and hopefully Star Cryptic doesn't be like blah 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 anniversary event. I don't know. This January's being really blah, but I don't know. My brain's gone dumb because I started thinking about divergent timelines.